Welcome all to this session of continuous probability distribution. Today we will discuss the introduction to continuous probability distributions. All of us know that a random experiment is the experiment in which the result of the outcome is not definite. For example, if you toss a single coin, you will get either head or tail. In a monsoon days, today there will be a rainfall. If I have this statement, so we cannot say with 100% surety that today will be rainfall or today will be the dry day. Now, therefore, we will define a sample space which is related to random experiment. The sample space is denoted by omega. Now, this omega contains some points which will be denoted by W1, W2, etc. Now, this sample space is either finite or infinite. When we say that it is finite, the number of elements in omega are San, which are finite. Now, in infinite sample spaces, we have either countably infinite or uncountably infinite sample points. Countably infinite means, suppose consider an experiment that check the patients until you will get first polio patient. So, in this case my sample space is the patient is suppose the patient is having polio, then it is success suppose, then my trial will be the first we may get success in the first trial, or it is first is failure and then success, then 2 failures and then success, then 3 failures and then success, and so on. So, such type of sample spaces are called as countably infinite sample spaces. Now, in the last year we have discussed a discrete sample space. A discrete sample space is the space where the outcomes are discrete numbers x1, x2, xn and so on. So, a discrete sample space is either finite or countably infinite. For finite sample spaces, we have defined a distribution like uniform distribution, Bernoulli distribution, binomial distribution, hypergeometric distribution. For countably infinite sample spaces, we discuss Poisson distribution, geometric distribution, negative binomial distribution. But when I say the time of a lifetime of say a TV tube, so if your t is your variable, random variable, then this t can take value, any value between say 0 is less than or equal to 2 is less than infinity. Okay, we do not know the upper limit. So, when your sample spaces can be shown in terms of intervals and these intervals are on say real line, then the sample spaces are said to be uncountably infinite. So, for uncountably infinite sample spaces, we will define a random variable which is called as continuous random variable. So, continuous random variable is a variable which is either it is either in a range set of x or in terms of intervals. Suppose this is 0, this is a and b. So, 0 is less than x is less than b, or a is less than x is less than b. Such type of sample space is called as continuous sample space. Now, x is a random variable defined on continuous sample space, then x is called as continuous random variable. Continuous random variable. Now, just like probability mass function for discrete random variable, we will define probability density function for continuous random variable. Now, let f of x is a function. such that f of x is positive and probability that your random variable x lies in the small interval x minus say delta x by 2 to x plus delta x by 2. If you need to compute that your random variable x lies in the small interval delta x, and this probability is approximately written as fx into dx, then f of x is called as PDF of random variable x. So this definition, with the help of some integrations, probability that your random variable x lies between a to b is integration from a to b fx dx. So f of x is said to be PDF of x if first thing is that fx should be positive and integration over the range x fx dx should be equal to 1. If these two conditions are satisfied, then f of x is called as PDF, probability density function of x, and probability that your x lies between in the interval a to b can be written as a to b f of x dx. Note that if you consider a line, real line, suppose this is your a and b, any 2 points on real line. So there are infinitely many points in between a to b. So these points are uncountably infinite. These points are uncountably infinite, and therefore for continuous probability distribution, probability of single point is always equal to 0, because of this assumption we can come to this particular condition that integration over r fx dx is equal to 1. So for continuous probability distribution, you must remember that probability of single point is always taken as 0. Now let us discuss some examples of continuous probability distributions. Now let us consider one example. Now consider these examples. Here the question is, verify whether which of the following are PDF of x. So in order to see whether these function can be looked upon as a PDF of x, we need to check two conditions. The first condition is f of x should be positive for all x in given range R, and second condition, integration over the range R fx dx should be equal to 1. So when both the conditions are satisfied, then you will definitely say that the function is considered as PDF of random variable x. Now let us consider the first one. The first one is f of x is equal to 3x square. And what is the range? Range is 0 is less than x is less than 1. Okay. Now since x lies between 0 to 1, x square also lies between 0 to 1. So 3 into x square will be always positive. So for given range, for 0 is less than x is less than 1, f of x is equal to 3x square is always positive. Okay. Now we will need to check the second condition. Okay, so this is your first condition. Second condition is that integration from 0 to 1 fx dx is equal to, now f of x is 3x square. So actually one should write it as, for given range R, for given range R fx dx is equal to 0 to 1 3x square dx is equal to, you can take 3 common, the integration is x cube by 3 in the interval 0 to 1 is 1 minus 0, that is equal to 1. So both the conditions are satisfied, that f of x is positive and integration over the range fx dx is equal to 1. So this particular function f of x can be considered as it is a PDF of certain random variable x. Okay. Similarly for the second one. Now the second question is f of x is 2 e to the power minus x, And what is the range? Range is x is positive. So if I write it here as f of x is equal to 2 e to the power minus x, where x is positive. Now e to the power minus x is 1 upon e to the power x, and what is the value of x? E lies between 2 to 3. So 1 upon e to the power x is always positive. Therefore here you can write it as, for x positive, f of x is equal to 2 upon e to the power minus x is positive for all values of x. And second condition is that integration over the range R. What is the range? Range is from 0 to infinity. F of x 2 e to the power minus x dx is equal to, you can take 2 outside the integration sign. Integration of e to the power minus x is e to the power minus x upon minus 1 from 0 to infinity. So this is 2. Since there is minus sign, you can always take lower limit first. E to the power minus 0 minus e to the power minus infinity, which is 2 into 1 minus 0, which is equal to 2. Okay. Now here you can see that integration over the range 0 to infinity fx dx is equal to 2, which is not equal to 1. So though first condition is satisfied, the second condition is not satisfied. Therefore this function cannot be looked upon as PDF of random variable x. Okay. Similarly, you can go for other things. Now f of x is constant 2 in the interval 0 to half. Now 2 is positive, okay, and therefore f of x is positive for given values of x. And second condition is that integration over the range 0 to half 2 dx is equal to, you can take 2 common, 1 x from 0 to half, which is equal to into half minus 0, which is equal to 1. So this function can be taken as, considered as PDF of random variable x. Now here the range of x is divided into 2 parts, 0 to 1 and 1 to 2, and it is continuous at x is equal to 1. Therefore in order to check the first condition, f of x is positive for all values of x, you can see x lies between 0 to 1, which is positive, and 2 minus x. So lower limit is 2 minus 1, that is 1, and upper limit is 0, 2 minus 2 0. So it is again positive. Further, in order to see whether integration over the given range fx dx is equal to 1 or not, what we do? We take 0 to 1 x plus dx plus 1 to 2 minus x dx is equal to, now what is integration of x? It is x square by 2, 0 to 1 plus, what is integration of 2x minus x square by 2 from 1 to 2. If you see it, 1 half minus 0 plus, right here upper limit first 4 minus 4 by 2 minus 2 minus 1 by 2. Okay. So this is 1 half plus 4 minus 2 is 2, minus 2 minus 1 by 2 is 3 by 2. So it is half plus half, which is equal to 1. Therefore this can be looked upon as a PDF of x. Similarly, you can try for next one. Here what is integration of x plus 1 raised to 2? So x plus 1 raised to 2, you can write it as x plus 1 raised to minus 2. And what is its integration? Its integration is x plus 1 raised to minus 1 upon minus 1. And similarly you can solve it and try to find out the answer. In this case you just first multiply 3x by 2 minus 3x square by 4. So this is your probability density function of x, and try to see for given values of x in between 0 to 2 whether fx is positive and integration over the range fx dx is equal to 1 or not. Okay. Now using the same condition, same criteria, we will find certain values which are essential to have a probability. Now, here the question is like this: find constant k such that the following functions are PDF of x or not. Here I have given 5 examples. In each case there is a constant k and we need to compute constant k such that this function fx can be looked upon as a PDF of x. In the first case is that in this case here value of x is 1, the lower limit is 1. So, here we can have 1 minus 1 square, that is 0. So, lower limit of this function is 0. If you put upper limit is 3 minus 1 raised to 2, that is 2 cube. 2 cube is 8, so 8k. So, k must be positive, and in this case f of x is positive for the given range. Now, in order to compute the value of k, what we do? We try to solve the equation for given range R fx dx is equal to 1. So, if you solve this equation, then you will get the value of k. Now, for given range R, what is the range? Range is from 1 to 3. What is f of x? F of x is k x minus 1 square dx is equal to 1. So, this implies that you can take k outside because it is constant. What is integration of x minus 1 square? It is x minus 1 cube upon 3. From the range 1 to 3 is equal to 1. So, k by 3 you can take 3 common. If you put upper limit, 3 minus 1 is 8, 3 minus 1 is 2, 2 cube is 8, minus 1 minus 1 is 0 is equal to 1. So, this implies that k is equal to 3 by 8. So, for this value of k, this function can be considered as PDF of x. So, instead of k, you can write it as 3 by 8. So, this is first question. For the second one, if you put x is equal to minus infinity, k upon infinity will be 0. Again, if you put x is equal to plus infinity, k upon infinity will be 0. So, at any cost, this function will be positive for any value of x from minus infinity to plus infinity. Now, in order to find the value of k, we again use the same equation. Integration over the range R fx dx is equal to 1. So, in this case, you can take k outside. Integration from minus infinity to plus infinity, 1 upon 1 plus x square dx is equal to 1. So, this is our equation. Now, what is integration of 1 upon 1 plus x square? It is tan inverse of x from minus infinity to plus infinity is equal to 1. Therefore, k, you can write first upper limit, tan inverse of plus infinity minus tan inverse of minus infinity is equal to 1. Now, if you see the graph of tan, so if this is your pi by 2 and this is minus pi by 2, graph will be like this. And therefore, this is graph of tan x, and therefore, k is tan inverse of plus infinity is plus pi by 2, tan inverse of minus infinity is minus pi by 2 is equal to 1. Therefore, k pi by 2 plus pi by 2 is pi is equal to 1. Therefore, k is equal to 1 upon pi. Okay. So, the value of k is 1 upon pi. So, here the PDF will be 1 upon pi 1 upon 1 plus x square, and for this value of k, this function can be considered as PDF of x. Similarly, you can solve this. Here, if you put sin x is equal to t, then let us solve it. Here your integration from the range 0 to pi by 2 k sin cube x cos x dx is equal to 1 is our equation. Now, since k is constant, you can take outside. Integration from 0 to pi by 2 sin cube x cos x dx is equal to 1. Now, put sin x is equal to t, therefore, cos x dx is equal to dt. Now when x is 0, sin 0 is 0, therefore t is 0. When x is pi by 2, t will be sin pi by 2 is 1. So the limit will change now 0 to 1, and therefore k is equal to, k into integration from 0 to 1 t cube dt is equal to 1. This implies that k, what is the integration of t cube? It is t raised to 4 by 4 from 0 to 1 is equal to 1. So this implies that k is equal to 4. So for k is equal to 4, this function can be considered as PDF of x. Similarly, here you write x raised to half and again take the integration from 0 to 1, k x raised to half is equal to 1 gives you x raised to 3 by 2 upon 3 by 2, therefore k may be equal to 3 by 2. Similarly, here also you multiply x by 2 and x by x, so that k into the bracket 2x minus x square, and similarly solve the problem to get the value of k. In this way, for given function to be PDF or not, we can always find some constant to get the value of. Consider this example. F of x is equal to x square by 3, where range of x is from -1 to 2. Now there are two intervals, say A is such that x is positive and B is a set of all values of x such that x lies between -half to +half. These two are subset of your range set, that is -1 to 2. Now in such a case, you need to compute probability of A, probability of B, probability of A complement, probability of A intersection B, probability of A union B, probability of A complement intersected with B, probability of A intersected with B complement, probability of A complement union B complement, and probability of A complement intersected with B complement. So this is simple algebra. Now if you look at the range of x is from -1 to say 2, okay. Now here your A is x is positive in this. So x is positive means x is taking value from 0 to 2. So how will you compute probability of A? Probability of A will be integration from 0 to 2 f of x dx. So this is equal to 0 to 2 integration f of x is x square by 3 dx. So you can take 1 by 3 outside as a constant. Integration is x cube upon 3, 0 to 2, which is 8 by 9. So this is probability of event A. Similarly, you can compute probability of event B. What is it? In B, x varies from -half to +half. What is f of x? F of x is x square by 3 dx. So it is equal to 1 by 3, integration is x cube by 3, range is from -half to +half. So 1 by 9 you can take common, it will be 1 by 8 minus 1 by 8, which is 1 by 9 into 2 by 8, which is equal to 1 by 36. Okay. Now in order to compute probability of A complement, we will use probability of A. We know that probability of A complement is 1 minus probability of A, which is 1 minus 8 by 9, which is equal to 1 by 9. Similarly, you can compute probability of A intersection B. Now see, this is your A, and what is B? B is x varies from -half to +half. So if you see the intersection of these two sets, set A from 0 to 2 and set B from -half to +half, the intersection of this is 0 to 2. Intersection of A and B set is x is taking value from 0 to 2, 1/2 only. Therefore, probability of A intersection B is integration from 0 to 1 half f of x dx. So you can take 1 by 3 common. Again integration is x cube by 3 from 0 to half, which is 1 by 9, 1 by 8 minus 0, which is 1 by 72. So this is probability of A intersection B. Now, how will you compute probability of A union B? You can compute probability of A union B by two ways. What is A union B? So it is from minus half to plus 2. Or you can again use our well-known theorem of total probability. And what is theorem of total probability? It is probability of A union B is probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. So probability of A is 8 by 9, probability of B is 1 by 36, and probability of A intersection B is 1 by 72. So if your LCM is 72, so 8 8s are 64, 36 2s are 72, minus 1 upon 72. So the required answer is 61 upon 72. So this is your probability of A union B. How will you compute probability of A complement intersected with B? Now, probability A intersected with A complement intersected with B. So there is one more method which we call it as Venn diagram. Suppose this is your sample space omega. Suppose this is event A, this is event B. Now this particular part is A intersected with B complement. That is the values which are in A but not in B. So this is values which are A in B, and this is values which are not in A but are in B. So these three are disjoint sets. Using this definition, you can easily compute what is probability of A complement intersected with B. It is probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Similarly, probability of A intersected with B complement, you can compute it as probability of A minus probability of A intersection B. In order to compute the last two types of probabilities, we use De Morgan's law. What is De Morgan's law? Probability of A union B, A complement union B complement is 1 minus probability of A intersection B, and probability of A complement intersected with B complement, you can write it as probability of A intersected with B, sorry, A union with B. So using De Morgan's law, you can compute these two types of probability. So for given probability distribution, you can always compute probabilities of different types of intervals, and these are the basic definitions of probability laws which we have discussed in the first year of B.Sc Statistics paper 2.